What is up, everybody? Rye here, and welcome to some more Loren, the Amazon Princess. So we need to get a lizard man's tooth, one of particular origin, the creme of the crop, per se. And we need to fight through all these patrols to do it. Now, we have the choice to retreat in camp, but I am not a pussy, so let's go. I probably should have switched Dora in. Oh well. We've already seen these fights against the lizard men, so we're just going to fast forward a bit. You know, since we have the option. Wow. Did they just... They just staggered my two mages. Those bastards.
You forfeited your life.
Alright, let's... I guess I'll use one focus spell.
I don't like you.
I don't like you. Ugh. Just die already.
Yeah!
Alright, let's heal up. Oh shit. The wizards actually do a lot of damage.
Stand aside!
Why are there imbeciles everywhere I go?
Why are there imbeciles everywhere I go? God. Alright, let's save up. Fight the next patrol. We need to take down those lizards. Alright, let's heal up. Draco, finish him.
I don't like you.
What the hell? Oh, the warrior protected the wizard. Okay.
Wasn't expecting that, were you?
Alright, let's berserk. Nope. There it is. They're actually doing a fair amount of damage, I have to say. Jesus. God damn, they took the hits again. Saren, heal him up, please. And Ramus, finish him off. Alright. That was a bit hairy, but eh. I'm sure there's some sort of achievement for doing this. Yep, same group.
They're all mine.
Ouch. Alright, let's heal Loren. Because when she's getting low, that's kind of a telltale sign.
I don't like you.
Alright, got rid of the wizard. So most of our trouble should be over now.
You're dead.
Alright, heal. Oh shit! Heal.
I hope this is slightly uncomfortable.
Bad style.
There we go. Still nothing that I could really use. The party had cleared the I was about to say Cthulhu again. The party had cleared the Cthulhu temple halls of all lizard men, but they had yet to find the lizard man's leader. The more they fought, however, the more vicious the creatures became, telling them that they were close. And then suspiciously, the attack stopped. They were guided through the empty halls by lit torches and sounds. They walked down a musty corridor and into a great hall. There were torches lit across the wide room, and large decorated lizard men walked around occult symbols on the floor. There! The king must be with them. Loren pulled out her swords and charged the monsters, already impatient to collect the teeth required for Chambara's potion. The lizard men screeched as she plunged her weapon into the nearest one. She pulled her sword back with a grunt and scanned the chamber for her next target. What she saw instead made her lose her mind. Karen, her mother, was tied to the wall, limp and unmoving. Mother? She did not move. Loren screamed in pure bloodlust. Meanwhile, a giant lizard man warrior approached them. He was the Lizard King. Oh shit, plot twist. Alright, everybody's healed. Dora, take yourself into the group. Alright, go back to slow speed because this is a boss fight. Nav, good regen. What's aggro looking right now? It's split across my 3 party members in front. Alright, so we're going to want to pick off the wizard if we can.
Boom! Headshot.
There we go. Loren, you will go after this guy. So will you, Saren. Alright, let's go with a fireball. There we go. Berserk. Then attack. So far, pretty good. Finish him off there. Saren, bring some of the attention your way if you can. Ah, I paralyzed him. Good. He's paralyzed and cannot act. We can finish him right here. Saren, take the finishing blow, my man.
You forfeited your life.
Excellent. We got the cloak of the Lizard King. And some quartz. Alright, Loren. Let's give you 1 point there, and let's give you 2 points in skill, because I think you need more speed and defense value. Alright, that's good. Alright, now let's see. Nothing of the weapons really benefit. Let's look at the cloak. Draco, Dora, Mirf, and Ray. This increases attack, magic, defense, and special region. I almost want to say it'd be best on Draco. No, it actually reduces his magic. What about you? Reduces SP region. Reduces defense and threshold. This would most benefit you, but you don't really use magic, so I'm actually going to give this to Mirf. Now let's see if we can swap this out with anything. No. No. Yes. Gave her this rune mantle. And no wonder, she didn't even have one equipped. Alright, save. This is going to suck. The last lizard man fell, bloody and broken from how Loren had mauled him. She dropped her swords and rushed to her mother, who was still lifeless and bound to the wall. Found and saved Karen. Mother, please. Mother? She lifted Karen's head and rocked her to make sure that she was alive. Her body was warm to her relief. Saren handed her a knife to cut the ropes. Please! Just before she shed a tear, Loren saw her mother's eyes blink open. They struggled to focus and then finally looked to see who was holding her. Loren? The princess cried in happiness and hugged her mother close. She managed to free Karen completely from her bonds, revealing dark masks on her wrists from how long she had been held. What? Why are you here? I've come for you. The Amazons wanted to brand you as dead, but I knew you'd be alive. Dead? Karen immediately searched the room, and then her face turned to anguish. She stood up shakily and fought her body's weakness to scramble over to a corpse nearby. Ryouseiken. No. She turned the person over to reveal an armored man, dead. Karen did not mute her horrid cries upon seeing him, pressing her head into his cold body. The entire party stood in silence, as well as the game, because the music just stopped. Witnessing the agony of a woman who had just barely escaped with her own life, Loren was perplexed at seeing such a reaction from her mother. Ryouseiken had been her mother's personal servant, and that was all. Loren suddenly made the connection that the man who had been reported as traveling with her mother had been her only slave. Had only been her slave. Her thoughts went wild. No one had captured her? Why had she been traveling with him? He was a man. Mother? Don't look at me! She snapped at her daughter too quickly, still hunched over Ryouseiken's body. Loren took a step back in fear. Don't judge me. Loren gasped. Karen had loved Ryouseiken. It was so clear to Loren now, from the way that her mother was clutching him so dearly. She had been in love with him. All those smiles they had secretly shared back at the Citadel. Every time her mother had chastised her for criticizing him and other men. He didn't abduct you. You were running away with him. Her mother could never be allowed to love a man, especially not as Queen of the Amazons. She'd be cast out, and so would Loren, simply because she was related to a treacherous weakling. Men were only for procreation, never for love. She had been taught this for as long as she could remember. All this time, Loren had believed that her mother had disappeared against her will, and now it was clear that she had wanted to abandon her all along. I am dead. I should be dead. Saren could not stand Loren's sudden standoffish behavior towards her mother, especially for something so meaningless as what gender her lover was. So Saren hurried to Queen Karen's side and placed comforting hands on her shoulders. With a gentle pull, he led her away from Ryouseiken's corpse, so it was so clear she wanted to stay with him. The Amazon Queen had always been a strong, stoic leader with a reign and exterior as hard as stone, but now she was just a woman, breaking down into his arms. It was enough for Saren to question reality itself. This place stinks of dark magic. They killed that man for their magic? Ugh, witchcraft! Magic should be used for good. I will prepare a service for this man. Even though he was killed savagely, he deserves a proper ceremony. Wow. What a plot twist. I didn't expect to save her so soon, actually. I expected, that to be, end of the game. Outside, a bright pyre burned, sending Rhysum home. Karen stared into the flames, utterly silent. On the opposite side, Loren was just as silent, but staring at her mother instead. She was still having difficulty piecing together everything that she had just seen. She loved her mother deeply, but now she wondered who she even was. Despite her mother having broken Amazon tradition and requiring exile from the Citadel, Loren could not excommunicate her own blood. Not just because it would mean her own exile as well, but because her mother was not a bad person. She was a strong queen and a good mother, even if her heart beat for someone whom it should not have. Saren quietly walked up and stood by Loren. She looked over at her servant. A man. How could her mother have learned to love one? How do you fare, Your Highness? She felt electrocuted from his concern. Since she had begun her journey, she had allowed this man into her personal life and even relied on him. She trusted him. Was it that easy to slip into love for one of them? Do not speak to me. She didn't want to find out. Loren walked away and urged the party to leave the swamps as soon as possible. Saren stood alone, left wondering why his mistress responded in such a way. Of course, it was to be expected as her servant, but he couldn't shake the look in her eyes just now. After pulling Karen from the pyre, the party decided to move on and leave the swamps. Loren took her first steps back towards the Citadel, towards home. Gained a new party member. And I get to level her up. Alright, so she's a scout, a versatile thief, and the thief specialization class closest to the warriors since they prefer close-range combat, usually wielding a spear. They have a good range of skills capable of either killing a single target or dealing damage to multiple targets at once. Alright. So we have these typical thief skills, and then we have this. Mark an enemy as focus target for 3 turns. All subsequent attacks by Karen will do 100% more damage. Leg break. Targets needs to be staggered. Hits single target for 125% normal damage and cause slow condition. Strike through. Hits target and any target in the corresponding back row for 50% damage, which with 30% chances of causing scared condition. I prefer this. Let's do this. Yeah, let's just do that. 20 points there. Just to bring it up to a double digit. There we go. It would be here where the story of Loren the Amazon Princess should have ended. She had never left the Citadel until the day her mother went missing, and she was now returning home with her. Her goal was complete, but her journey was far from over. That sword had not stopped glowing and did not stop whispering to her while she slept. No, this was just the beginning for Loren and her loyal servant. Soon they would approach the forest again, and news would reach their ears. The whole world was quaking, ready to burst, and the sword knew this. Well, roar to you too, bastard! High in the Everburn Mountains, a thundering, unearthly shout rang out over the mountains, shattering windows and putting out fires. Did it glow? Tell me, in that princess's hands, did that sword glow? I don't know. I only know that she has it. I'm completely positive on that, my lord. Then you had better find out if it glows. We have come too far for the gods to meddle in my business. Sir, you know that I need more power for that. My omniscience is limited. I can't just do it whenever. What use are you, then? The succubus frowned, about to growl something in her defense. Luckily for her, the chamber's doors flew open and Grob came hobbling in, wheezing. You speak of the Hawkblade? It glowed? It glows. He threw all his weight onto his staff as he tried to recapture his breath. Jewel crossed her arms and prepared herself for another of her lord's tantrums. The lava in the room sputtered and flared in Foss' white-hot rage. She needs to be killed! I recall someone saying that such an option was covered. How did that go, by the way, Grob? The goblin shaman sneered at Jewel. It went according to plan, actually. But they are collecting more and more allies, so she is well protected. But the lizard man will be able to handle them, that is. Oh no, haven't you heard? Quiet, I will tell him which. I've heard enough bad news for today, Grob. Yes, my lord, but the lizard men have been slain. Loren has her mother and they are leaving the swamps. Oh! Foss screams shook the room, causing the tiles on the walls and ceilings to break off and shatter on the floor. Jewel and Grob were barely unscathed. You can't do anything right, Greenie. And what is it you've done for the Lord lately? Silence! You will both pay dearly for these mistakes. You failed to keep promises and have compromised me for the last time. My lord, you are being too hasty. I made you a promise that there would be a war. I've come to tell you, the war is upon us. This quieted Foss, and he sat down on his throne, taking a sip of his soda because, damn, that hurt my throat. How? Unlike some of us, I have great ability at your service, my lord. The humans and elves were itching for a war as it was. A change in the wind would have sent them to war. Nevertheless, it was my illusion magic, lord. Foss was silent for a long moment while the demons before him feared for their lives. This is the only good thing that I have heard from the two of you in a long time. That will not be the case again. The two demons bowed before Foss's throne, glared at each other, and then left. Alone, the animated suit reveled in the thought of the world at war. His plans were finally starting to come to fruition. Oh man. It was a cloudless night in the Empire. The night watchmen of a small town guarded their posts as usual. Only merchants and lowly travelers entered the village in such a dark hour. So it was beyond suspicious when a group of elven scouts marched right up to the town. Hold! Who goes there? The elven scouts marched through the gates and straight into the main square. The city guards rushed to block the roads. The elves suddenly stopped. What is your business here? Go back. We don't need... The guards' commanding tone faded as the elves took out their bow in unison and loaded them. We're under The arrows flew in all directions, and the bloody screams woke the whole town. The elves mercilessly attacked the guards, showing almost no emotion as one person after another was slain. The guards barely had a chance to defend themselves or their loved ones. An arrow pierced an invading elf's skull, sending him to the ground. There, the elf's visage melted away and showed the corpse of a goblin instead. The skull was crushed under the foot of a defending guard. Just outside of the forest, Grob wheezed painfully and grasped his staff closely for support. This should be the last of it. With a wave of his staff, the few goblins who remained in front of him turned into human guards. They looked at their new forms for a moment and then scuttled into a battalion of human soldiers that were forming next to them. Go now, hurry! The illusory soldiers then marched forward and right into the forest. Grob looked up at the moon and then coughed. Finally, he teleported himself back to the Everburn Mountains to give his report. His master was waiting for good news. Chapter 2, World at War. Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun! Dun dun dun! Goddamn, everybody leveled up. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. I actually want to get White Slash. That could be useful. Get that to 30. Let's do Will. 1 point in Will. Three points in Strength. Just increases HP. Actually, no. 1 point in Strength and 2 points in Will. 2 points in Will and 1 in Strength. Dora? Okay, we'll take Sneak Attack. Take 2 points in there, 1 point in Strength. Rammus will give you 2 in there. Which one gives you more defense value? There we go. Mirth? Two points in skill and 1 point in will. Ray will give you 2 points, 3 points in skill. And Karen, we haven't even used you. Alright, seems good. Alright guys, I think that's enough time I have for this part of the video. We're at the end and we're starting chapter 2, so now's as good a time as any to call it quits for now and pick it up at a later point. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the footage. You know, things are really picking up. Chapter 1 was really awesome and I can't wait to see how it picks up here in chapter 2. If you guys did enjoy the footage, I encourage you to leave a like and comment, as it really helps and benefits the growth of the channel and tells me you guys are enjoying the playthrough. As always, I am Rye. Happy gaming, everybody. See you soon.